Okay. So anybody who's ready with module 1, 2, and 3, I ask any question, you will be able to answer it. Not only from the conceptual perspective, but also from a programming perspective. Yes? So you'll have to give me the program. I'm going to ask you to write down the code, and let's see how this works. So there are common programs given already. You must be knowing about to find the prime number, to find the factorial of a number, to find an Armstrong number, and all these kinds of stuff. So we have typically these kinds of simple questions to be answered at any instance. You should be good at these basic questions. What they are going to look in for is for you to be able to write any logic-based program. When I say that, there was one question asked for the interview itself, wherein the candidate was supposed to give an interview, was supposed to explain the scenario wherein wherein a bike example was given. The person is supposed to demonstrate the real world implementation of bike. So how is he going to implement that in the program? Okay. Am I clear to all? So others,
Yes,
those
ma'am.
who have not switched on their cameras, make sure that your camera is on. So you will have to think, okay, basically, if you have to clear up your idea, clear up your brain, how things work, you can think about or you can research on use cases that might help you to do the same. Okay. Do you understand the meaning of use cases? Any case study use cases that you can use, that you can search online and try implementing your coding coding knowledge in there. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I still see people have not switched on their cameras. Can you all do that? Shudhanshu, Shivanand, Pranali, Khagendra, and
Yes,
Tabish and
ma'am. I'm doing.
Shivani. Please do it quickly. Okay. Let me start with questions, one person at a time. Who wants to go first?
Uh,
Okay. So I'll start with module 2 first. Okay, before I start with module 1, I'll go with module 2 and then we'll go for module 1. Simple question. Who can answer me what is dynamic method dispatch? What is dynamic method dispatch? All of you guys, make sure that your camera is on. Dynamic method dispatch. No one?
no, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so let's go for this one. What is a
No,
concrete
ma'am.
method? No? Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. That. What is dynamic polymorphism?
Uh, yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Dynamic polymorphism.
in dynamic polymorphism. Dynamic polymorphism is the example of runtime polymorphism in which memory gets allocated at runtime.
Okay.
And it is also known as it is also known as method overloading.
Okay, then what is the difference between a static polymorphism and a dynamic polymorphism?
In a static polymorphism, memory gets allocated at compile time. A static polymorphism is the example of a static polymorphism is also known as method overriding, and the differences are memory gets allocated at compile
Don't you
time.
think you're getting a bit confused between the two concepts? So when I say polymorphism, it is taking more than one form.
Actually,
So there are two things that we need to consider: static polymorphism and dynamic polymorphism. When I say static, it is compile time polymorphism. It means that which method object or whatever is which method object is supposed to call, sorry, which object is supposed to call a method is understood or is known at the compile time, because we perform the concepts such as constructor overloading, or we are going for method overloading, right? We know that this class object that I have created will be calling all the methods present in that class. So if I have to talk about dynamic polymorphism, here we also say that this is runtime polymorphism, wherein unless and until the object has been instantiated, it is not going to know which class's object is going to call which class's method. Yes, because it totally depends upon the memory allocation. Here the concept comes for overriding. So if I've got a class A which contains a method add, and I've got class B.
I can explain method overriding and method overloading.
Exactly, but you just said that into an interchangeable way, right? In static polymorphism, there's overloading, and in dynamic there is overriding.
Overriding.
Yeah, you just interchange that. Okay, understand it. For this, it is overloading and overriding, static and dynamic respectively. Am I clear?
Yes.
So in this dynamic polymorphism itself, there's a concept called as dynamic method dispatch, wherein you create an object reference of your parent class, but instantiate with your subclass. That is called as your dynamic method dispatch. Research on this concept. We have also seen that concept in programming. I'll let you know if you want. Okay. Object reference of the parent class, whereas instance creation of your child class is dynamic method dispatch. Okay. Do I make sense?
Okay.
Okay. Next question. Okay. Next question. What is dynamic binding?
Sorry, ma'am.
Dynamic binding.
Ma'am, same thing. Overloading is known as overriding is known as dynamic binding.
Why?
And overloading is known as early binding or static binding. Because memory.
What is binding? Okay. What is upcasting? Okay. Is it possible to achieve polymorphism using data members, Abhinav? Yeah, the phone seems good, but I think listening to me is also going to be fine, right? Yeah. So, what was my question? Talk loudly. I cannot hear you. Polymorphism. I had a good question framed in here.
Ma'am, just a moment.
What was the question?
Can you hear me now?
No, your microphone does not work fine. Is it possible to achieve polymorphism using data members in Java? Yes, Shivanand? Yes?
Hello,
Yes. Can you hear me?
am I audible?
Yes, you are. Do you know the answer? Did you understand the question?
Yeah, understood. I don't know, ma'am.
Tabish?
Yes, ma'am. I think that by using the different data members, we can achieve the polymorphism.
Are you sure? Using data members?
We will use different. Okay. If we use different return times in that, then too we can achieve. But
Polymorphism is basically implemented using member functions and no data members. Yeah, do I make sense? So if I have to
yes, ma'am.
perform overloading and overriding, I'm going to do those on the methods or constructors which I have. I'm not going to do that on my variables or any member that I've created into my class. So the answer is no. Yes, it is not possible to achieve polymorphism using data members. Can anybody give me a real life example of polymorphism?
Yes, ma'am. You can also take an example of mine, ma'am. I'm also an example of a polymorphism. Like I'm a student, and in my college, we have like students at my home. We have like a son of my mom and dad, and when I was with my friends, I have like a friend.
Okay, so let's say we take up this example. Okay, I have got an employee to be
And
managed.
word,
So I have got a talent acquisition company with me, and I want to implement polymorphism of this concept of this particular system. Where do you think polymorphism can be implemented? What will be your takeout on this? What do you think you can do?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, my question is, okay, again. So
Okay.
you have an employee management system created at your end. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Now you have to implement polymorphism. Within that system, where is polymorphism implemented from your programming perspective, or maybe say with respect to your functionality? Where do you think
Okay.
polymorphism can be implemented?
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Polymorphism will be implemented there where we have to we have a employee management system in which employee name will be there, age will be there, employee ID will be there. So by using the different return different methods, yeah, different method which will print the name, then which will print the ID, and that will which will print the age. So by using the different methods, we can achieve the polymorphism.
By using different methods. So what are these methods supposed to do? What is the process of these methods?
Like ma'am, we have a first method that will print the name, and another method that will print the age of the employee, and then again the another method that will print the ID of an employee.
Why am I going to have such a task? Why do you think it will be required for me? So why do I need a method to do the printing of tasks in different form methods? Why am I supposed to do that? Do you get my point? Others, those who are there online, do you understand what I want to say here? Let's say I give for a broad example. Let's say, for example, for an employee management system, this employee is supposed to be dealt in different stuff, right? Now, so if I'm saying any joke, I would like to know, Abhinav, why are you laughing or smiling at your end? I still cannot hear you. You need to work on your system. Okay, so this employee is going to be involved in performing login activity. The same employee can be a manager. The employee can be an HR. So this person is playing a role already. So I have to have a method or a place wherein this has to be implemented, right? Yes, people. I know that you're not, but I'm not able to hear you. So I think you have to work for your microphone. Yeah, just make sure it works.
So, ma'am, as
You
you are
get
saying that,
me?
so, ma'am, as you are saying
So
that,
this is just an example. Yeah, just an
okay,
example that I said.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
I'm just using one. So you can have, you can just put up an entity in that location, in that place, and just check where you can implement this OOP. This is what the company wants you to picturize. This is what the company wants you to think at the broader level. So given the
Okay.
system, given the documentation and everything, you should be able to understand where a particular personnel or the thing that the entity that we are thinking about is supposed to stand in the system. Okay, and how they're supposed to work. You get the point? Based on that, you'll be able to design and program your system properly. You get the point?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now my next question. Can you tell me what is the order of calling the constructors in an inheritance? Let's say if I'm performing inheritance. Guys, camera, what is the problem with the camera? See, I just made it work because I wanted it to. So if you want to talk to me, you should be making sure that you are visible to me. Otherwise, there's no point, right? If you're shy, just let me know. I'll make sure that the interviewer does not take your interview in that case, right? Because you're very shy to sit in front of them with your cameras on. Yeah, Shadhanshu? Okay, never mind. Yeah, did you hear my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand
Yes, ma'am.
anything?
Yes,
What is
ma'am.
the answer for the question? How is constructor chaining done? What is the order of calling a constructor in the case of inheritance?
Ma'am,
Sorry, ma'am.
The base class constructor will be called first. That's the
yes, ma'am.
basic rule. That's the basic idea, right? So
Sorry, ma'am.
of encapsulation and abstraction, which one performs data hiding?
Sorry, ma'am. Firstly,
Of
what was
encapsulation. Sorry, what?
their answer, ma'am? Last one.
The base class constructor will be
Yes.
called. The superclass constructor will be called first.
Okay.
Yes, it is going to be there from parent to child. Yes, so you will have to talk it out instead of chatting with me. Yes, Shivanand. Look into the camera. Don't be camera conscious. Just look into it. Face yourself. This is how you look in front of the camera. It's okay. You are a human being. We are not perfect. Everybody looks awkward. Okay, I look awkward too. It's okay. Just accept it. You'll be okay. You'll be
Ma'am,
good to go.
some background sound is going on. Excuse me, ma'am.
At
Yeah,
my
some
end or at
background
your
sound
end?
is going. from my end, so I have to switch off the mic.
So why are you switching off your
Now
camera
it's
then? That is what I'm saying. So background sound does not affect visions, right? It's okay. I can see you clearly, except for I can see you blue. I
Yeah.
don't understand
I'm-
why.
ma'am, window effect, ma'am.
What?
Window.
Window is blue. Okay, fine. Great. Not an issue. Make sure that when you are there for the interview, you look like a normal person. Yeah, you have
Okay.
a proper color, a proper light onto you. Yes, this is a mandatory thing. Okay, this is
And the
nothing to
sunlight is
be offended. Yeah.
coming, so
So if you have your if you have your interview at late night, then what do you think? If you're not going to be visible there, so you'll say there's no light, there's no electricity, there's no sun. So that is because that is the reason why I'm not able to be visible onto the screen. No, we cannot give these reasons, right? We have to make ourselves accommodated at a place where we are clearly visible. Yeah.
okay.
So like you can see, I have put up the background here. So this background. So this is what we need to follow. So you can have your own background set, okay, and be visible clearly, and make sure that you're connecting with your phone, not connecting with your phone and with your computers or laptops. So if it is not working, make sure it works. Okay, fine. Next question. So now I'll move on to the next question, which is difference between data abstraction and data encapsulation. What is the basic difference? Anybody? भाई म्यूट पे हो, खतरनाक म्यूट पे इतना सारा बोल चुके हो.
Yeah. Wrapping up of data and variables together into a single unit is known as encapsulation. And if you are talking about abstraction, hiding of implementation details and solving only functionality to the user is known as abstraction.
Okay, so of both of them, okay, of data abstraction and encapsulation, which one performs data hiding?
Ma'am, abstraction. Abstraction performs data hiding.
So as per my definition, it says that abstraction is wherein we try to show only the essential details and hide the non-essential details. So here it is not the details specifically, we're talking about the functionality from the end user. And when I talk about encapsulation, it is wrapping up of data into a single unit, which is implemented by using, let's say, any public, private, protected, the access specifiers, basically. So,
Yes,
so my question again, which one performs data hiding? If I make any variable or any member private, it is not accessible outside. It is securing my data. It is hiding my data. But is there any provision given to hide my data in abstraction? Because all I can do there is either I can create an abstract method or an abstract class, and or maybe if I want to go for more, then I can achieve 100% abstraction using interfaces. So where is data hiding happening in here? You said that, right? Okay, I agree with whatever you said, that abstraction does data hiding. So can you explain me technically where it is?
Yes, ma'am. We know if we press brake, my vehicle will stop, but we don't know how after pressing brake, my vehicle gets stopped. And after
Okay.
And by using the encapsulation, we perform the data hiding, but not from the abstraction. Because
Why? But all of you agree to the fact that data hiding can be done using abstraction. So why is this statement changing now?
By doing encapsulation, we can perform data hiding in abstraction. Because the non-essential details are get hidden in abstraction from the user.
So in short, can I say it is?
Through encapsulation, we can perform abstraction.
In encapsulation, we can perform
Ma'am.
abstract.
Yes, ma'am.
So you
But
can have getters and setters
encapsulation.
for an
Yes,
abstract class.
Yes, ma'am. Getter and setters are there for the to access the hidden data.
Ma'am, can I?
Yeah, please.
Actually, encapsulation does what? Encapsulation wrapping up of data and variables together into a single unit. In this way, yeah, we can access. We can use the access modifier in it. But yeah, there will be a a security issue.
In which one? Abstraction.
In encapsulation. In encapsulation.
How is
ma'am.
there a security issue? Because if I made my variable private in a
Because
class,
in encapsulation.
I cannot access this variable outside. Automatically, my data is secure and I achieve security.
Ma'am.
So if I am working with an abstract class, I can have a private member, but it won't be accessible outside. So I can just make use of an abstract or a non-abstract method. So abstract method cannot be used for that reason, but non-abstract method can be. So if I have got a very critical case wherein private members are supposed to be used in an abstract class, then yes, we can hide up the data. Yeah, that's okay. But entirety, if I say a class is there to help us to implement encapsulation, an abstract class is a class. So again, the question comes back to what is encapsulation here then? So don't you think encapsulation is again creating a class and making you or helping you out to implement data hiding? Just think over it. It's not a hard and fast rule, it's just to make you think over in greater detail. Okay. Okay, next question. Can anybody tell me the hierarchy for exception? Abhinav, Abhishek, switch on your camera. Abhishek, can you switch on your camera?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you now.
Actually, I was working on my system, that's why I switched off. Okay.
Fine. Yes. Can anybody tell me about the hierarchy of exception? Do you understand the question? Hierarchy for exception. So when I say that, I want an answer. When people start with object class inherited by throwable class inherited by two, that is two different classes. One is error class and the other one is exception class. Now this exception class is extended by a lot of different classes. Like first of all, they're divided into two types. One is runtime exception and the other one is compile time exception. When I talk about compile time exception, it is basically the classes which includes here is IO exception, find not found exception, SQL exception. When I say or talk about runtime exception, then I have exceptions such as runtime exception, I have arithmetic exception, I have index out of bound exception, which is again inherited for the classes like array index out of bound exception or string index out of bound exception. And this goes on. Yes. This is the hierarchy which I expect. Can anybody tell me what is null pointer exception? Null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. No one? Because they have asked these questions. So for them,
No idea.
the interview question goes in this way that they just pick any of the exception class. They will ask you different questions onto it. They'll ask you examples on for the same, and then you can go ahead. Right? It is based on that you go for different things. Am I saying any joke or anything? Because I find people really smiling at on my face, maybe because you're looking at the camera, so it is supposed to be me. Or you have got your friends talking when I'm talking. Or or anything that I should be knowing about. Let's concentrate. Let's have this 2 hours for me. Yes, concentrate on me. So my question, what is null pointer exception? Okay, let's say, what is arithmetic exception? What is file not found exception? Unmute.
Sorry. Arithmetic exception is like when we have any number by zero, it will give arithmetic exception because we can't divide any number by zero. It is like, it will give us arithmetic exception, and I think it will also give us null exception.
Okay. Null exception. Okay. What is class not found exception?
If we are searching any class
You have
by
to
IO,
always start up with an example. Okay, if it is possible, make sure that you explain the class with an example. Explain anything with an example. In your interview, it is going to fetch more attention.
yes, ma'am. Like if you are searching, if you are finding out any class and that class will not exist, in that case, it will give us class not found exception.
Example.
Like
Search for
we
an
haven't
example.
created any class like I haven't created a class called a demo
You have to give the
and
name of the class. Give the name of the class.
demo.
Give a
Yeah, like
scenario. Maybe say you can just talk out the statements or the programming code that you would write down to get this exception. Okay, example includes
I
this.
haven't.
A general example will not work here. Okay. Next question. What is unreachable catch block?
No idea, ma'am.
Does finally block always execute? Does
No.
finally
No.
block always execute? Why? Are you sure? No. Can you give me one scenario where finally block is not getting
Yes,
executed?
yes, ma'am. Finally, block will always get executed, but it doesn't come alone. It will always come with a try and catch block or catch
Let's say,
block.
for example, I have the scenario, I have the try,
Yes, ma'am.
catch, and
It will
finally.
execute always,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes.
I don't want it to execute. How can you make that happen?
Sorry.
I don't want this finally block to get executed. How can we do that? Yes, Tabish.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, no idea about that.
Ma'am.
There's a code which is going to exit from the code. Exit from the executing code. You can implement that, a basic hint. Okay, next question. Difference, common question, okay? Difference between throw and throws. Who can answer me at least 2 to 3 points each with an example?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, man.
Okay, difference between, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Am I audible now? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes. So difference between throw and throws. Abhinav, difference between throw and throws.
No, I'm trying to figure it out.
Figure out. It is an answer. How can you figure it out? Are you searching online?
No, no, not at all. I'm trying to recollect.
You're trying to recollect. Okay, let you just give me a basic definition for what is an exception.
Exceptions in Java basically deals with exception occurs when a Java program goes through a runtime error.
Runtime error. What is an error?
When the code we are trying to compile doesn't compile the absolute ID.
So code which does not compile is an exception.
That generates an error.
That's error. I think that is something related to syntax, so I don't think so that is an error. Error is altogether different. So, okay, different. Can you tell me the difference between an error and an exception? Okay, let me start with this. Did you guys use your Saturdays and Sundays to prepare anything? Did you do anything about it? Because of the basic questions I asked, you were not able to answer me there. I don't know. What did you do for the last 2 days? Anything truthful, anything that can give me an answer would work, but I'm not getting proper reply for the same. Did you all prepare? Yes,
Actually,
Tabish.
yes, ma'am. Actually, these are the concepts of OOPS, so I didn't prepare for the OOPS. I'm doing just programming. That's all.
Can you come again? I'm not able to hear you.
Ma'am, in
properly.
Saturday and Sunday, I have just do programming. Some programs I have done, but not the theory part of that.
Which program did you do? I'll ask you questions on that. What were the programs you did? Because if you do program, automatically you get to know the concept. Because I'm just interpreting. I know how to write the code and I'm just interpreting that into my statements and making that as a concept, as an answer for the question.
I'm doing sorting programs like merge sort, quick sort. I'm doing that, but not the theory part.
What is merge sort?
Ma'am, in a merge sort, what we'll do that we just sort the array in such a manner that we'll divide the whole array into a single element, and then we'll compare each and every element, and then again we store that element to a temporary array, and after comparing the element and storing into the temporary array, then again we copy into the original array. So merge sort is based on divide and conquer approach. Firstly, we divide the array, and then we'll compare the element, smaller or greater, and we sort in this manner.
Okay. Of all the sorting algorithms that you have in data structures, which one is the fastest?
Ma'am, merge sort and the quick sort has a time complexity of n log n. So these are fastest.
Okay. So yes, you did some work, but I think you'll have to pace up. Yeah, pace more. You have to.
Yeah, ma'am. I'll work on the theory part also as well.
So just see, you're answering quite well. So if you prepare, you'll be able to answer me good. Like the previous thing that you did. Yeah, even the last session you were good.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So you just have to be quick on this. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So just make sure that your core Java is ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not giving you any time limit because I want it to be ready by tomorrow. Can you do that?
Yeah, ma'am. By Java? Tomorrow I'll prepare.
Yeah, module 1, 2, 3. Yes, I'm counting on you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm counting on you that you will be able to answer all the questions by tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'll make sure.
Yeah.
I'll make sure. Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes, Shivanand. What did you do for your Saturdays and Sundays? What is with the camera? Yeah. Did you do anything productive? Cannot hear you.
I was out of station, ma'am. I attended the marriage.
Okay, so Okay. So how confident are you in Java?
I'm quite confident, ma'am. Well, I'll start like studying from today onwards.
So do you
And
think
from
by
next
tomorrow you will
session,
be
you'll
able
hear
to
from my.
answer? So tomorrow will you be able to give me proper answers? Because I'm not getting a lot of them today. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. I will. Yeah.
Okay. How about Abhishek? Abhishek? Abhishek, you come for the sessions every day, but you don't talk. Can you switch on your camera so that I get to see you? What?
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, what did you say? I'm not able to hear you.
Ma'am, my network was poor. That's why when I'm on the camera, I'm not visible. But actually,
Your
my
camera
camera,
is not.
ma'am, actually my camera is on.
Your camera is on.
Yes, ma'am. The network was poor. That's why I'm not able to see.
No, if your camera is on, I won't be able to see Abhishek on the screen, on the icon that I get to see. Okay, you need to start. It's still not on. Okay, so Abhinav, what about you?
Ma'am, I'll prepare module 1, 2, 3 by tomorrow, and I'll try to answer most of the questions.
What did you do yesterday and day before? Saturdays and Sundays.
I came back from Bombay. I was at my brother's residence.
Oh no, I'm not asking about any of your personal life. I am asking about what did you do in Java in past 2 days? What
I
did you do
was
about the course in past 2 days?
I was unable to get back to study. I'll do that by tomorrow.
So that is supposed to be your answer. You were busy doing something else and you were not able to do. So just say you're not able to do it. Don't tell me what you did. I'm only concerned about what you're supposed to do with respect to the concepts and everything. Okay. So how many of you know advanced Java? Okay, when I say advanced Java, I would rather ask for the concepts such as JDBC, JSP, servlets, then concepts like, I think these 4 concepts. How many of you are comfortable with these concepts?
No idea what it is.
JDBC?
Little bit
No idea?
No idea.
Dude, you really need to work very quickly and very hard.
Okay.
Yeah, because we'll slow down if things are not going that fast. Okay, let me just start with the basic introduction of advanced. Okay,
Okay.
so you get to know where you need to study. Okay, let me just share my screen. I've told and explained to this. I have explained all this to you before, so let's say how this is going to work. Let's say how much time you should invest and how you're supposed to work. So, as per my knowledge, some of you have already gone through the LMS and completed everything. So I'm not sure how things are working at your end. So this is the syllabus which I have shared with all, and everybody has this, if I'm not wrong. Yes.
No, ma'am.
So you need to use the days which are given. So since we have started 2 weeks back, these days are supposed to be filled in. You only need to go through those concepts which are mentioned. Okay, let me just make it more clean and clear to you what you can be more thorough with. Okay, the concepts which are very much required at your end, both practically and conceptually strong. Okay, so when I say for data structures and algorithm concepts, I've already mentioned to you, like flowchart, pseudocode, and all these things. These are the basic ones. You should be having the basic idea for the same. Whereas you should be having a good extent of understanding for recursion, array, linked list, stack, queue, heap, tree, and graphs. And of course, the processes like searching, sorting, and hashing. Yes. So these are basic stuff. You don't have to go for hard code programming in here. You should be knowing about the application and working of these concepts. I don't want you to go for any further programming unless and until you're going for a very data science job. We're not going for that. We're going for developer jobs, so wherein we don't have to actually work on the sciences. We actually have to develop stuff. We have to actually develop and write down the code to accomplish a particular project, right? Do I make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So
Yes,
make sure you go for application and working. Things that I have strictly given to you before. I have, if you don't have it, let me just share the slides which are going to be helpful for you. Okay, I don't think I have got that as a whole, but still maybe it will work. Maybe it will help. Mm. Okay, this is one day one which I have. Okay, this day one, D2 are nothing but your data structures. These four to five concepts which we have here. Okay, I have directly given you the PPT, which you should be able to go through. The concepts are all curated from the internet. You'll get everything online. There's nothing new. Okay. Okay, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, for the basics of Java, the concepts which are important for you to know for your knowledge, the differentiation and the versions of Java which has come so forth. So you should be knowing about when did Java start. You should be knowing about the various versions when they have appeared and with what modifications they have come up. Like say, let's say for example, now the latest version is 17, but we are still sticking to maybe say 8 or 11. So the reason being because it is much more stable, much more useful for my current situation where I actually have to use them. Let's say, for example, here, SE8 is really recommended because it has helped us to enter into functional programming. Yes, although Java was a good object-oriented programming language, now this functional programming introduced in Java SE8 has helped me out to do a good programming thing. Like instead of writing a bulk of code, I can just finish those things in simple 2 to 3 statements. Yes, thereby reducing the complexity of my code as well. So I have got functional interfaces already there. We have got method references, we have lambda expression, we have got interfaces now which can hold actual definition. The methods present in the interface can actually hold some definition into it, right? So there are some modifications which are given. So as per my OOP, interfaces cannot have any method except for an abstract method. But now here, since Java SE8, now you can also have static and default method. There's a reason for the same. Just need to read it out and understand how things work. I may have some notes with me. I'm not sure about it. I just have to check. Once I get it, I'll just share it with you. Okay. It is a cookbook or a quick thing to learn SE8. It will help you there. And then in module 11, or I would say in SE11, you have modules, right? So again, this was again, what do you call, a basic thing which was required wherein stability was gained. So 11 is also good into the market. So it is required that you go up till 11. Yes. So you should be knowing how to write program in Java, how to download, install, configure Java into your system along with the IDE. If IDE is not there, you should be able to write down your code or execute your code using simple notepad editor and compile it using any of your system, any of your command lines or any of your other things that you have to compile your Java programs. You get the point? Yes, people.
Yes, ma'am.
Simple keywords and syntax. They actually go based on how you write your code. You need not be you don't have to go for very theoretical concepts in here. You just have to understand what is important. Let's say, for example, for this one, you just need to display a message. Displaying of message can be done using system.out.println. Println is the method used, which is actually the method present in printstream class, which is of the package Java IO. And system is a class which is present in lang package. So both of them are amalgamated because I want to print my output. Hence, we write system.out.println, wherein out stands for a variable of a system class, whereas an object of printstream or printstream class. Right? So this is everything that you should be able to get through. Okay, simple words. It all depends upon you. Okay, so displaying numbers. When I say I have to display a message, I make use of double inverted commas. But if I have to print numbers, I have to actually concat it with using string. Okay, many a times I do that using plus operator. Okay, print ln is the method which can only accept string value. So if you write a number, it is automatically going to convert that into string and print it. Yes. Next, about packages, classes, and methods. So if I'm doing a code, if I am writing a code, I am making use of jars and I'm making use of a lot of libraries for my system. So these are nothing but packages or classes, a group of classes which is supposed to work for a particular task are coming together to give you the thing. Let's say, for example, if I have to work for JDBC. So I need to have a JDBC package, a JDBC API, a JDBC jar to work for the same, wherein it will contain all the classes, all the methods, and everything that I require to accomplish the task of database connectivity with Java, depending upon whichever database I'm connecting to. So I have to take up those jars. So package is nothing but the folder which will contain similar classes or the classes which is supposed to accomplish the common goal and the methods to implement those classes. You get my point? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
And we have seen how to create a package and everything. So of course, this goes in hand. We know what is public, private, the common difference. Public accessible everywhere, private accessible only within the class. So if my class has public static void main, my private member will be accessible. But if it does not, then I cannot use the private member of the same class into some other class. Static again is very important, which helps us to identify whether this particular resource that I have generated will be accessible with an object or not. Okay. The next thing, the void return type. We know about it, right? Main method does not return anything, hence we have got void. Void is considered as a return type. Okay, because it means that if my method has got void, the return statement is not applicable and I need not return anything, and everything that I have in my method will be executed then and there and will go back to the calling method wherever this method was being called. Yes, command line arguments are nothing but string of args into our method signature of main. Okay, wherein we have public static void main, and then in the brackets we write string of args. Yes, that string of args is going to help me to perform command line arguments. So if I pass on the data when I'm executing my code, then I make use of this. So executing my code as in, using command line, yes, using command prompt. So, and in that case, if I'm accepting a value, I can use this. Yes, programming styles are nothing but you need to have indentation, you need to follow the naming convention, you need to have proper commenting. This is everything that we have spoken about, right? Then errors, programming errors, which are very common, like we make all syntax mistakes, and then we tend to not write the full form. Many a times when we write the code, red SOPLN or SYSO, we have to go with the proper statement. The errors which are very common is exception in thread main, and then the exception is shown accordingly, right? You should be knowing about them. So this programming error will come in when you are writing down the code and you are facing some of the other issues while you are not getting any output. So you get to see all the kinds of errors which might come in and how to solve them. It is all up to you. Yes, which approach you take, it is all up to you. Yes, so the Java basics overview. This is everything about it. We have got things such as variables. Variables are nothing but the name of the memory location. So instead of remembering the address, we go for the names of those variables which are stored inside the heap memory. Okay, so the next thing is constant. Variables are going to change, whereas constants are not going to change. So to create a constant member in my class, I make use of final keyword. We don't have const, which was one of the concepts of C and C++. Now, identifiers are nothing but the name given to methods, classes, variables, or any other entity that you have interfaces. So if I have to give the name, so how these names are supposed to be, they should be having some special characters. We can have underscore, we can have $sign. Apart from them, no special character is allowed. We can have A to Z, capital A to Z. Then we can have numbers 0 to 1, but we cannot start any variable name with the number. Yeah. And there's so many things that we can consider. Okay, so let's move on to data type. Two types. This question was asked once. What is a data type? Data type is the one which helps me to specify that the variable is holding what kind of data. Okay, so let's say if I write int a is equal to 10. So because of this data type int, a is holding the data 10. It is holding an integer value. So data type are of two types, primitive and non-primitive. When I say primitives, these are the basic types of data. Let's say, for example, integer. For integer, we have got byte, short, int, long. For decimals, we have got float and double. For character, we have char. For the new thing that was added in here was Boolean. Again, we have Boolean for which is going to store in the value in the form of true or false. Okay, so apart from this, we have got next thing, let's say non-primitive ones. This can be user-defined type or this can be reference type. When I say user-defined or reference type, this basically refers to arrays which are derived from your primitive type. Okay, or you can have string. Okay, string is a class, or you can say classes and its object. You have interfaces. Then again, you can have, these were user defined. So again, we can have non-primitives, including, is there anything else? I think I have covered almost everything. Anything that I missed? Okay. Moving on. So this is all the type that we are talking about. Okay, scanner class, very important, because if I have to work with simple things, taking input from the user on the console window, it's a very simple thing to deal with, or simple things to work with. So scanner is a class which is present in utility package rather, which is what?
There is a background noise.
What kind of noise?
No, it's from the Shivanand side. I think. Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay, fine. I did not hear anything. Okay. What was I talking about? Scanner class. Yes, scanner class is present in utility package, which means that it is a utility class. It is going to accept the object in the form of objects, data in the form of object. So if I enter 10 or if I enter any kind of value, it will be accepted in the form of object. And if I have to work with buffer reader or any of the IO classes, then it is going to accept the data, or it is going to work with the data in the form of stream. Okay, that is the basic difference. So again, there's an interview question asked, the difference between scanner and IO classes. Yes. I think even I should switch off my camera because there's no point of showing my face for the people, those who don't want to be appearing on the screen. There's no point, right? I'm just blabbering here. I'm just trying to talk nonsense because it does not make sense to a lot of people. Yes?
No, I'm there listening.
Ma'am, we are listening.
You're listening. How am I supposed to know that? I don't see your faces. How do you think I make more sense? Because I'm showing my face. Because when I talk, I am expressing myself. See, we are not we are not sitting in front of each other. That means we are not in a single room. We are at very remote locations. We don't get to see each other properly. Yes. So the only way for us to communicate is through our faces. We talk, you guys listen. Many a times you don't listen. I get to know with that. I get to know where and when and where I need to put my efforts into. If you're not serious, I shall leave because I have got other works to do. I don't want to be just talking and people are not using or utilizing their work to accomplish the task. I have been taking this session, this new batch has started, and I don't have anybody here so far to give me good answer. Yeah, that's really disappointing. Maybe you won't understand. Maybe when you go on job, go on board to some place, then you'll get to know how much it is important to show your faces. Okay, next concept. I just move on from scanner. You can read the input from the keywords. There are literals. Literals are nothing but assigning the value using equal to, and you just do it automatically. There are various operators. So if I have to perform an operation, okay, let's say if I have to amalgamate, or if I have got an expression, which is nothing but a combination of operator and operands, then an operator comes into picture. Okay, so here we have got arithmetic, assignment, and then they're very awkward. And so for me to remember them was ALARB, alarm. A for assignment, L for logical, A for arithmetic, R for relational, B for bitwise. These are the basic categorizations which we had, and we should be knowing how to work with them. The basic idea, if we are good to go with all these basics which are mentioned from here till here, then we will be able to write the programs on loops. We will be able to write the programs on series and patterns, and we will be able to automate our task. Okay, the logic can be developed if your basics are clear. So make sure that these basics are really clear at your end. Okay, that you have done proper practice to know how they are supposed to work, where they are supposed to be used into your system while you're writing the code.
Okay,
Do I make sense here? Quick question. What is the difference between break and continue? There's the keyword which we have here on line number 54.
Now in the break, through the break keyword, whenever condition is satisfied, the loop get terminated. Nothing will get, whenever condition is satisfied, the loop will get terminated. But in the continuous statement, by using the continue, we just skip to the next part of the loop.
Okay. So first of all, whenever you give any differentiation between the two concepts, you should make sure that you give away all the similarities first. Okay, so let's say I'm going to give this for a break and continue. Both of them, these are the keywords. Common thing. The second thing, they are used in looping statements only. We cannot use this inside conditional statement. Has to go along with looping statement, except for whatever exception we have. Now that goes into your differentiation. So you'll say break is supposed to, the first is supposed to be a definition always. Have a pattern in your head in which you have to answer the question. Remember your code and then just answer it out. Let's say, for example, for break is used to come out of the loop, whereas continue is supposed to skip that iteration. And it will skip iteration if I have put up in condition, and it will come again to the same loop. When I say break is again used in, there's an exception for conditional statement where break can be used inside switch cases. Continue can only be used inside looping statement. That's it. Okay, so if I have to get out of a particular statement, I don't want it to get executed further, then break can be used. Continue is for a certain condition. I want to skip that iteration and maybe I want to move on to the next one, then I make use of keyword. Just have some actives and passives or proper statement filled in so that you will be able to get few points in there. If possible, give an example. through your statement itself. Okay, so you can come up with
Okay.
your own thing. Okay, this is what I think you should be doing. If you have got your own way and it actually accomplishes the task of explaining the concept to the person, it is very much allowed. It is really very good. You're not sticking to what I'm saying, you're sticking to whatever might come in and you're able to answer it. So whatever
Okay.
answer I give here is based on what I have known so far. And if you have got your own thing, make sure it accomplishes the goal of explaining the concept which is in your head to the person who is sitting in front of you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Arrays we know already. There's also a class called as array, which is a utility class. It is also considered to be one of the collection thing. Okay, you can use that too. Two-dimensional array, then there is string, of course. There are many things that you can use and follow, that you can see how it works. Okay, for people, those who were not there for the program, I am going to share you the code. So my point here is that you do not require to go through everything conceptually. You have to go through your program. If you write down your code, eventually each and every concepts which are there in your programming is visited, is understood, is implemented. So if you don't have a practice of writing 10 codes, 10 programs, or 10 set of different use cases in a day, you won't be able to achieve what you want. Let's invest. All of you are passed out, right? Yes, those who are sitting in here,
Yes, ma'am.
you're passed out, right?
Yes.
So it is a high time for us to work hard. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So it's not only for one situation, it can be for any scenario that might come in. You need to make sure that you really put some efforts in there. जब तक आपके सपने में आप कोडिंग नहीं करो ना, तब तक आप नहीं लगेगा आपको कि आप कोडिंग कर रहे हो, तब तक आप कुछ अचीव नहीं कर सकते. There was a time in my life when I used to write down the code for my project, for my master's project. I used to dream about my code. I used to think that there's a problem in my code and I was never able to sleep. If something does not let you sleep, then that thing is actually going to help you. You need to be foolish. You need to be hungry. You need to be hungry to get what you want. You cannot be very a so-so situation. You need to use it. You need to use the opportunity. You won't be getting any chance ahead. Maybe not this chance. Something else might be waiting for you. But why to leave this chance? Maybe if you pass in here, you'll be having a great opportunity. I never said that you won't be having later. But why to go for something that you have not seen? I'm giving you a reason to believe in yourself. Why don't you listen to me? Yeah. इतना बड़ा भाषण इसलिए दिया क्योंकि मेरे को सैटरडेज और संडेज अच्छा नहीं मिला. मुझे बंदे आंसर करते हुए नहीं मिले. सिंपल सा रीजन था और कुछ नहीं. यस, अगर आप अपना वीकेंड यूटिलाइज कर रहे हो, क्योंकि मैं यहाँ पे आपके पूरे दिन का सिर्फ 2 आवर्स ले रही हूँ, बाकी का टाइम तो आपका ही है ना.
Yes,
बाकी का टाइम आप उस पर काम कर सकते हो ना. यस,
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
you can give me some output out of it.
Sure, sure. But
Sure,
soon
ma'am.
we'll try our best to plan.
So from tomorrow, I think I will get some good thing.
Sure, sure.
Sure, ma'am.
I'll be the one to give you answers on module 1, 2, and 3 starting. So,
I will be looking forward for the same. Let's see how you will go for it.
sure,
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. You promised me.
sure.
Yeah, good, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, happy to know. So let's let me just give you some introductory concepts of advanced Java. Not third. Why not third? Any problem with the third module?
No, I told 1, 2, and 3.
No, it's not you.
Sorry.
Yes, Shivanand? Okay, we'll take a break here, 5-10 minutes. Be back. We'll start with the advanced topic. It's okay. Second class hai to kya hua? I'm there to support you. Ask me what you need. I'll help you with the same. Okay, break here for 5-10 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Hello. Shall we start, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I just lost the track of the time. So sorry. Let's. Okay. Okay. So concepts that I wish to discuss with you about. So how many of you know all the concepts of core Java so that I don't have to go for advanced Java first? Is there anything left that you want me to be clear with for core Java? I did not switch on my camera, sorry. Yeah. Any of the concepts which is not clear to you or it's not really good at your end, you want me to clear it out, I'll help you with that. You can let me know. Any concept? We can name it. We can discuss about it. Nothing?
No, ma'am.
So you guys know each and every concept of Java. You just have to revise, right?
Yes, ma'am. We have to revise it.
Okay, fine. I'll go with that. Okay, let me just I have actually created a lot of programs. I can also work with that. I can show you the code for the same. Let me just get up to that. Which concept, which programs are going to be much more suitable. I am not going to write down the code. Okay, writing down the code will be a better option, but I will do that later. For now, I'm just going to show you which concept is going to be more fruitful and what is expected from each one of them. Okay. It is a basic guide.
Okay, ma'am.
You can just okay. Let me just start. Just I have to search for everything every time. Right and consuming. Okay. So I'll start with the basic program. So, the basic program that you should be writing, that is a hello world program. Okay. So what you can expect. Okay. I'm just going to type down the program that I have or just copy paste that I have with me already. You need not write down everything as such. Goodness. Try. Okay. So simple hello world code should look something like this. Yes. So you have public
Yes, ma'am.
static void main within a class which contains simple code. Nobody's going to ask you this. The only reason for you to show this is that you have got a class, have got method, and they are properly indented. Yeah. Yes, guys, yes, people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have a code here which talks about calculator example. Okay. This is an example which explains almost everything that I want to talk about. You can just try out and see. Just try out in your laptop and see how this works. This is a calculator example. Okay, I have to do a lot of things in here. Is it visible by any chance? Rather, let me share my whole screen.
ma'am.
I thought that would be an okay option. Let me share my whole screen. Just let me know if I am showing something which is not supposed to be shown. Okay. Like my chats, not required. Okay. So in the first session, I spoke about tokens, wherein these were the concepts that were taken into consideration, like how to write down the code, always comment, declare, and initialize a variable, and follow proper naming conventions. So you have things like I have got a calculator, double answer, and these are the variables which were created. A constructor, a method. Yeah, you can see there were different types of methods created. I was trying to explain the same. So if you refer to the videos, okay, you can just search online. You'll be getting all my videos where I have explained this code already. Okay, I have written down the code from there. So you can start from the day one wherein you can get everything. Okay, how I have been through all these code and how they work. You'll have a better idea. You just don't have to do the code at the same time. Maybe you're going to sleep, or maybe you are doing some time pass. At that point of time, you can just refer to the YouTube videos which we have there. It will help you. Okay, so these are the codes which are there with me already, and I think I have shared to a very greater extent. If you don't have it, I'm going to share it to you right away. Because for me to start, I'm really stuck to start with anything new for today. Even if I start with some advanced topic, you should be great with your basic ones. So I'm kind of stuck there. So I've got some day notes, and I will share that with you. Just refer to that and let me know if you find it useful. If you need anything from my end, you can just let me know. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the programs. Refer to the YouTube video at the same time. Jay Kumar, switch on your camera. People come and go, and I don't get to see who they are. You just come for some reason, to just let me know what that reason is all about. Otherwise, it is difficult for me to talk to a particular person. It does not make any sense for anybody to be there online if you are not having any work. Yeah. If you cannot talk basically, even that makes sense. I also have okay, so I'm also passing day 1 and 2. So in all, there are 7 days chapters or 7-day concepts which I have discussed here. You can go through those. I'm also available online. You can just search it on YouTube or ask Subham sir. He will give you whatever you need. Okay. If you want me to discuss a particular concept specifically, you can let me know. I'll start from scratch and help you understand that concept. I'm here for that reason. If you want any, you can let me know. I'm telling you guys again. Let it be the silliest thing that you think it is. But maybe that silliest thing is going to give you the job. Yeah.
Ma'am, in the main method, there is strings args. So what is the function of it?
That is command line argument.
Command line argument. Okay.
Let me just explain you that. So it is a very good concept that I can start with for today. Okay. I'm sharing my whole screen so you get to see what I am doing. Okay. Where is my... Okay. So let's say, for example, here I am working with math. Okay. Instead of working with an IDE, I'm using Notepad. So I'm creating a simple class. Let's say I call this as test. And I want to work upon this command line argument. So I am creating public static void main. Okay. And this is having string of args, and this is my simple code. Okay, indentation, always maintain that. Okay, so here I'm simply writing system dot out dot print ln. Okay, and I want to print, let's say hello world. Let's say whether this works. How to execute the simple code. We'll work on that and then we'll work on later part. So I'm saving this on the desktop. What is this? So the name, I'm giving the name as test because it has to be the same name as that of my main method class name. So this is a Java file .java, and I call this as world. Okay, so now I need to execute this code. I can directly open it from the folder, or I can do it from here and go to that particular path. This is your command line or your command prompt where you're going to execute your code. Okay, this is the code which you have. So now let's see, how do you work? First of all, I need to go to desktop. So let's go there. Let's search for this file. So how do you compile? You write Java C and your code is test, right? So this is your code. You compile it and your class file will be created. Okay, this is by using, if you know it, wonderful. Okay, it is working fine. Now, how this command line argument comes into picture, or how it is supposed to work. So now what I'm doing, instead of printing this, I am creating a variable here, let's say string, and I'm accepting the name from the user. So I'll say name is equal to, maybe say employee details. I'll be accepting that. So there's going to be an int ID, okay, with some value. So these are going to come from args of 0. First will be the integer value, because I have got a string of args, an array of string. I need to convert that. So I'll be writing integer. Yes, integer dot parsen. Do you know about this? Integer dot parsen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is for conversion, because my data is going to be there in the form of string. I'll have to convert that into integer. So this is the way to do it. Yeah. And the other one that I'm saying, that args of 0, args of 1 is supposed to contain a string value, right? And I'm going to print the same. So I would say, let's say employee details, employee ID, okay, and say plus ID. Okay, let's say I'll take the thing again and paste, and this is the name. Okay, and this is how it works. I saved it. Now let's see how it is supposed to work. First of all, I need to compile my code again. There's a problem because integer.parseInt is the method name. Yes, let's compile the code again. Nothing. Yeah, the code is being compiled successfully. The bytecode has been created. Now, while executing the code, I need not go directly. After I write Java and then test, I need to pass two values. The first one is supposed to be an integer as per my code, and the second one is supposed to be of string type. Let's just add that. So I'm just going to add 101 and space with my name. Yes, and let's press enter. This is my output. So whatever you put in here goes inside args 0. Okay?
Okay. So whatever the user enter, it goes into the
Yes.
arg0.
Command line. So this is where you call your main method. While calling it, if you are transferring or if you're passing in the value, it will be fetched inside this particular method, this particular array of string.
Okay, so whenever we use the scanner or the buffer reader, the user input goes into the args.
No, we never pass into there, right? We never pass any value there. We're directly executing.
Okay,
So if I'm using the scanner is actually inside this.
util pack.
Right?
Yeah,
You don't
okay,
use it there. So args is never used in that case.
Okay,
For taking user input.
for user input.
Okay.
But in that case, for taking the user input, the args is used there.
Yes, in this case.
In
For
this case.
scanner, make use of scanner and all those things.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Understood?
Yes.
Anybody else? Any question? Yes. Anything anybody would like to talk? Any problem that you wish to discuss? Nothing? You guys seem to be pretty good in Java, but when I ask question, nobody's able to answer me. This causes a bit of confusion. Right? I'm not clear whether you know it or you don't.
No, ma'am, from tomorrow onwards, we'll make sure that we'll answer the question.
Okay, good. Okay, I would really appreciate if it works in that term. Yeah, I'll be happy.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So I want you all to work now instead of wasting our time. I would suggest you all that you start with your work right away. Refer to LMS, refer to Java T point. If you have anything that you wish to discuss with me, talk to me. I'll help you with the same. Do you need anything that I can help you with?
Ma'am, can you share some material from where we can study theoretical part?
Theoretical. I said Java T point. For theory, you always go for Java T.
Java D point.
Or you can, yeah, you can use a W3 schools. Even that is going to help you. This tutorial point. You can refer to the LMS.
Okay, ma'am.
Do you have the LMS credentials?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And I don't have anything else. Everything is here. I never, even when I was studying for higher technologies, then I had prepared notes for that, but I never went for Java because it just went along. I never have anything for that.
Okay.
Maybe if I have anything else, I'll share to you later. Yeah. But you will have to let me know beforehand. What do you need? What help you need or guide that you need from my end?
Okay, ma'am.
If you need anything, you can let me know in that perspective. Do you need anything?
No, ma'am.
Right? You can always refer there. So it is a better option that way. Okay. So I have shared almost everything that is required for now. So anything else do you need? You're good? That means
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So I shall end the session here.
Okay, ma'am.
If you need anything, I'm there to help you out. You can email to me if you want, guys. It is this java.mentor@the .n. If I find any progress, I am going to also share my phone number with you all. And later, if I find something is really happening at your end, if you're really giving some input, then I'll be happy to help you apart from these 2 hours as well. Yeah?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Let you show me some efforts at your end.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
So that's it, people. There was nothing to discuss much because I was expecting that you guys must have done something that we would be able to talk about, but let's hope that will be tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am. Tomorrow I promise I won't disappoint.
Okay, I'll remember your promise. Make sure you don't break it. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll
Okay,
answer
ma'am.
module 1, 2, and 3. Okay.
Okay, great. Fine.
Okay, ma'am.
No, you're not audible, Abhishek. Can you try talking again? Yeah. Hmm. I can hear other noise that is coming from your end, but I cannot hear you. Okay. So I just have one more thing that I can share you. Whatever I have, I'm going to, yeah. Please make sure that your connectivity is fine. I'm not able to hear you, ma'am. I'm not audible. Yes, you're not. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow. Let's hope we are on good terms.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, चलो भाई एंड तो करो सेशन तभी मैं एंड करती हूँ अगर आप लोगों को कुछ काम नहीं है तो Yes, you will have to join daily for my session, Abhishek. That is the reason why I connect from 4 to 6 so that people can talk to me, get rid of all their problems that they have, and be good and we get selected for the interview. Right? The only condition here is you work hard, you be consistent, and show your faces. I want to see you guys. If you are not visible, I will expel you from this meeting next time. Make sure that your hardware and software, everything that is required works. Yeah.